Good afternoon, welcome to Sun TV. I am Esther Akwete. As we all know, corruption has been a major problem in the country and worldwide. But the question is, do you think death penalty can end corruption? Join me as we listen to what our respondents have to say. Do you think death penalty can end corruption in Nigeria?
Corruption cannot easily be ended. So it can only be reduced drastically. So death penalty can go a long way, but it cannot end it. You understand? Yes. You know why?
Why?
There are countries that are already using death penalty to fight corruption, like China. But you cannot say they are 100% free from corruption in China. So that is why you cannot say that death penalty can end corruption in Nigeria, but it can reduce it drastically. And it also assists our economy if that happens. But the question is, can it happen? Because who is going to implement it? You understand? So that is just it.
I do not think that death penalty can end corruption in Nigeria. I only believe that the institution we run, that's the best way we can end corruption in this country.
Of course, it will, it can, and it should. But the point is, will it be effectively implemented? So that is not whether or not there's death penalty, but how likely is that to be effected? How likely are those deserving of that kind of treatment get that kind of, So it's not a case of whether it will work or not, it's whether it can be implemented.
I think that is not the best way to go about it. Yes, we need to, sit down and restructure our system. We need national reorientation. We need to inculcate the national values. We need to inculcate the spirit of patriotism, national interest above self-interest. I think if we put that at the back of our mind in all our endeavors, I think it will go a long way in curtailing corruption.
Our major problem in the country is the corruption. Whatever you see happening today is corruption that have led us to that situation. So if capital punishment should be the way out, fine. You understand? So at least people will be afraid to commit crime. They know that if I'm caught, I'll be killed. So you know that word, I will be killed. You know how it sounds. So it will assist.
Death penalty cannot end the corruption in Nigeria. Yes, if I'm to say, to end corruption in Nigeria is when they caught you as a corruption person, you will be imprisoned. While people will be seeing you in prison, other people will take care.
Terrorists and other crime, it's based on capital punishment, but still people still go ahead to still commit such crime again. So also, if you place corruption, the person will be condemned to death, it will not end it. Except we have an institution that can check itself. Right? That is the best way we can end corruption in this country.
Not only leaders that are corrupt. As far as I'm concerned, even the populace, the lower class are also corrupt because the leaders come from the lead.
But death penalty, everybody, however strong you are, is scared of death. Everybody run away from death. Whether you don't have power today and you see death coming your way, you will be surprised the way you jump and leave the scene. So death is a totally unwanted phenomenon. So I believe that if it can be properly built into the legislation that can, with the purpose of checkmating, putting a total final full stop to corruption, it is. So, but it's not an easy task.
That is not the solution as far as I'm concerned. From my own perspective, we need to go back to the drawing board and see how we can have a rethink. We should have the interest of the nation at heart. We should have patriotism. We should, everything we are doing, we should put national interest first.
We have to, just the way this current president said, that change begins from you. We have to change. So when you change, are you getting it? By the time the majority of us change, there are very few. The leaders are very few. They are just like 5% of the populace. So if 95%, it will be easy to move away the 5% and things will go normal. So we have to change our own attitude before we talk about fighting corruption.